What's up, everybody? VitalSyntax here, and it is about 5:30 a.m. on September 18th. Borderlands 2 came out about 8 hours ago. It came out at about 9 p.m. my time on the Pacific Coast, and I wanted to give you guys my first impression review of the game. I might have to go to bed. I'm so tired. But I wanted to do a first impression video and get it uploaded before I went to sleep. So, if you guys haven't already seen the reviews from the major outlets, gaming media outlets, it has about a score sitting around 90 to 94 right now, depending on what platform you're on. Who's doing the review. Most of the reviews are over 90, and most of them are below, I'd say 96. I think there was 198 or something like that. But so very, very good reviews, and you should expect very, very good reviews. Borderlands 1 was one of the most played and loved games for a lot of people, including myself. And I was very, very excited for Borderlands 2, obviously, since I stayed up for 8 hours after it came out to play the game. The only real issue that I had while playing the game was trying to get the cooperative multiplayer to work. There was some issues trying to join other people's lobbies, so I ended up having to play single player, even though I had 3 buddies online. We weren't able to join each other's matches, and hopefully that's just some type of networking issue that they can fix, because there were some of my other friends that were able to get in servers, or not in servers, but get in each other's lobbies, so it's not just the entire group, or all players. It's kind of specified to, maybe it's firewall problems or something like that. Maybe it's not even the game's fault at all, but we'll have to see if there's some update, or if there's some forum posts that go over ways that we can fix that. So hopefully I can get the multiplayer working up in here. I've been recording the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to do a full playthrough of it without the commentary, because once again I was playing single player for these past 8 hours. But I am going to be making another character, playing with one of my buddies, and we'll try and do all the live commentary from that, and probably upload a really, really long, very, very long, I should say, emphasize, kind of walkthrough of the entire game. So they've kind of taken all the stuff that they had with Borderlands, all of the awesome parts of it. There were some dull parts about Borderlands, and there were some kind of technical issues. I think some of the technical issues included things like, once you hit a certain amount of money, it was like 999999999. You couldn't really do anything else with money. There was nothing to spend your money on, and money almost came pointless, because you just had so much money. It was just useless. And then also, once you hit the level cap, you had to start a new character. There was no point in continuing on playing with that character, which makes sense, but for people that want to have a ton of time into one character and invest for just as long as they can possibly go, there wasn't really headroom for that, which is, it shouldn't be expected of every game, but it's always nice if there's a unlimited amount of levels that you can keep going to. And Borderlands 2 has done that. They've given you this thing called a badass rank. So essentially, your badass rank is separate than your character's rank. So for example, my character right now, I believe, is maybe in his 16s as far as level goes. But his badass rank is in the 200s, and you get these badass tokens as well that you can use, and you spend those tokens on permanent stat upgrades that go across to all your characters. So those stat upgrades can be things like faster reload, more maximum health, faster health regeneration, or shield regeneration, faster fire rate, lower recoil. There's a ton of really cool permanent stats that you can use those tokens for. And you can just keep getting those tokens and tokens. The more tokens you use, the less effect they have, though. So you have to keep that in mind. And they've also kind of done a similar thing with having an unlimited amount of levels, but with money as well. There's just so much more headroom for how much money you can have, and there's a lot more different ways that you can spend your money. There's actually, in one of the cities that I've come across, I haven't come across a whole lot so far, but one of the largest cities I came across, there was, Mad Moxie's. She kind of had a saloon in there. It was really cool to see all the returning characters from the old game. You got Roland and Mad Moxie and Dr. Zed, and basically all your main characters that you had in Borderlands 1 have some type of appearance or even some type of main role in the storyline in Borderlands 2. But in this saloon, you could actually gamble. You could actually use a slot machine, which is really cool. And depending on what your slots were, you could get a gun out of it. You could get just cash back out of it. You could get Iridian, is that what it's called? Iridian out of it. And now they have this black market system. So if you guys remember from Borderlands 1, you had things like backpack upgrades that allowed you to hold more items in your backpack. And then you also had a similar thing for the amount of ammo you could hold. You could get like ammo upgrades that the more you had, the more ammo you could hold. And that's kind of what they've done. They've taken that system, and then instead of having it like purchasable in a normal store, I believe they were sold in the ammo stores in Borderlands 1, but now they're sold on like a black market thing, and you go up to this guy and he's like, "What you want?" A very memorable quote from Borderlands 1, and you can spend your Iridian, I think it's called. Maybe I'm getting the words mixed up, but once again I'm exhausted. But you spend the money on those, and not real money, it's separate, and then you can get backpack upgrades, ammo upgrades, grenade upgrades, and things like that, which I think is really, really cool. They've added a lot of graphical updates, obviously, especially on the PC side of things. They added a lot more different options for graphical options that make the game run much better and look a lot better. Things like FOV settings, things like VSync, because I remember there was a lot of VSync and screen tearing issues with Borderlands 1 on PC. And also the user interface has been very well done for a keyboard and mouse on the PC, so you have a lot easier control over your menu system, whether that's the main menu or that's the actual in-game menu with your character screen and the map and all that stuff. They did a really good job with the menus. One of the best I've seen so far. And just overall, there's a lot more support for the PC. The Borderlands 1 was mostly a port from the console side of things over to the PC, and it was very obvious that it was a port. But it really seems like they did a really good job with developing the console version separately and then developing the PC version and giving it all the features that a PC game should have. And it was definitely noticeable, and I think they did a great job on that. There's also this key thing that I've been reading about. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I believe if you pre-order the game, which I did on Steam, you get this golden key, and there's a golden chest. I actually found the chest, and I couldn't figure out how to open it up because I did pre-order the game, so I thought I had the key, but I'm not sure if that was an issue with my internet once again, because I wasn't able to get on the multiplayer. Maybe wasn't able to recognize that I had pre-purchased the game and I should have this golden key. But from what I've read, it's kind of like a non-transferable key that you can use on this chest once, and you get a really, really good item out of this chest. But you can use the chest whenever you want, for whatever level you are. So if you use it at level 10, you're going to get a weapon that's suited for level 10. If you're using it at level 60, then you're going to get a weapon that's suited for level 60. I thought that was pretty cool. They've done a bunch of other enhancements, things like redoing the skill tree. So the skill tree is a lot harder to choose. I think in Borderlands 1, the skill trees were, for me at least, seemed like it was either this one, or this one, and it was usually very obvious which column I was going to kind of upgrade. But so far, I've been playing as Axton, the commando. I haven't played with the other kits yet. I'm probably going to try to Salvador next, and maybe a Zero after that. Those are just some of the other characters. Sorry about that tap on my desk. But they the skill tree, at least for Axton, has very, very difficult choices. You still have your 3 skill trees that you had, like in Borderlands 1, but they're kind of spread out. For example, you might have upgrades to your reload speed in one section, but also have it over in another section. Or you might have upgrades to your shields in one section and also in another section. So it's not really clear which route you're going to take, which I actually kind of like, since you kind of spread yourself out a little bit more instead of just going down one kind of straight upgrade as far as skills and stuff go. There's obviously a ton of new guns as well. all the animations are brand new as far as I can tell, you know, for gun reloading and things like that. And there's some really cool guns out there. I've been mostly sticking to Mollywan. You know, they have very good elemental damage. They make some really awesome sniper rifles with some really cool reload animations that kind of look like something out of Halo, like the Covenant sniper from Halo 2 or Halo 3 or something like that. And then I've also really been liking the bandit weapons. I just got a bandit like light machine gun assault rifle with a huge magazine, like a 250 round magazine. You can just unload tons and tons of ammo. That was one thing that kind of reminds me that I heard a lot of people complaining, especially even the guys I was playing with. I wasn't playing with them all multiplayer, but we were all playing single player, and we were in Mumble talking to each other while we were playing and going through it. And everybody was always saying, "Oh, I'm out of ammo again. Oh, I'm out of ammo again." And that happened to me a couple times too. It seems like they might have changed. I'm not sure. Maybe it seems like it takes more bullets to kill. I'm playing on the normal difficulty. I'm pretty sure everybody else that I was talking to is playing on the normal difficulty as well. But I think it takes more bullets to kill now, and they've kind of upped the difficulty of it, which I actually really like, because in Borderlands 1 it felt like, especially at the beginning, it was a little bit harder, but I think towards the end and once you got really high level, it was just so easy. You could just run and gun the whole time. You never had to worry about cover. You never had to worry about strategy. You just held the trigger down. And to some extent, that's kind of fun, but after a while, it gets really boring and really repetitive. But it seems like with Borderlands 2 so far, once again, I'm not the highest level. I'm only about 14 or 15 right now. It seems like you have to use a lot more cover. You have to, pay attention to your shields a lot more. You have to use your special ability a lot more. Like the Axton, he has a turret that kind of acts as a distraction, so I can run away and let my shields recharge. And you have to be a lot more conscious about your ammo consumption. You have to have a lot of different types of weapons. You can't just use assault rifles, because you're going to run out of assault rifle ammo, and then you're going to have to, find more ammo, and there's usually not that much ammo around. Or you're going to have an ammo regeneration, like skill, or a class mod, which I haven't found any yet. I remember I had one of those in Borderlands 1. I'm still kind of looking for one in Borderlands 2, because I just love of having unlimited ammo. But yeah, overall, I think that the difficulty has been raised a tad bit, and I actually really like it, because it's for me at least made me kind of use the cover system a lot more, trying to play a lot smarter, and stuff. Because if you guys don't remember from Borderlands 1, if you do die, you don't die immediately. You actually go down to like a second or last stand or a second chance type of thing from, I guess from Call of Duty. But if you kill them, you actually stand back up. So you have like 5 or I don't know how long it is. Let's just say 5 seconds where you're on the ground. You can only hit fire with your gun. And if you kill any enemy around you, then you stand back up and you're back to at least full shield. Your health doesn't go back up, or maybe it goes up a little bit, but it doesn't go all the way back up. But your shield does, giving you kind of a second chance. And you can just keep going into this second chance over and over and over and over, as long as you keep killing an enemy, which worked really well in Borderlands 1. You could just kind of gun, hold down the trigger the whole way. But I think they've kind of fixed that a little bit by upping the difficulty of Borderlands 2 a little, which, once again, I've said before, I really like. So overall, if I was going to give it a score, I would give it a 99% out of 100. The only reason I wouldn't give it 100 is, I don't know. I just can't give a game 100. I feel like 100 would just, that's perfect. And then you can never have anything ever better than that. And Borderlands might be my favorite game, or Borderlands 2 might be my favorite game of all time. We'll have to see how that goes. Maybe I can give it 100 once I've played 100 hours of it and I know all the ins and outs, and I find out that there's no glitches or no bugs with the game. But I've already seen a couple of bugs and a couple of glitches and things like that. I've had the game crash a couple times, but I don't really think that affects the score of the game unless it was like a critical issue. But anyway, I would just give the game somewhere between, just an A+, very, very high 90%. And if you guys haven't picked up the game already, I would highly recommend it. If you're going to buy one game this year, buy Borderlands 2. So anyway, thanks for checking out my review. I guess kind of a first impression review. Might do a more comprehensive one once I have beaten the game. I think it's probably going to take about 60 to 80 hours to beat, so that might take a while. and look forward to part 1 of the commentated playthrough once we start that. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.